right, guys, so I have tried every cottage cheese flatbread recipe out there that I could. I have tried with just the cottage cheese and eggs. I've tried cottage cheese and almond flour, cottage cheese and coconut flour, and it just isn't hitting. The taste is great. Don't get me wrong. Taste is fantastic. I love the taste of the flatbread with the cottage cheese, but this is my favorite. Now, I will warn you, it has a little bit of flour in here, but just a little bit in a big batch. You can make like 3 of these and eat them over a couple of days. That way you're really not getting a lot of carbs, but you are upping your protein in your day, which is super important. So let me show you how to make, but look at how nice. It's a little bit thicker than the regular cottage cheese flatbread, and it wraps nicer too. It's still mostly cottage cheese and egg, so it is still sensitive. I know if you've made these before, you've known how sensitive the cottage cheese and egg, like they will break apart pretty easy, but this one stays intact pretty well. So let me show you how to make it. Come with me. All right, so into a mixing bowl, we're going to add about 1 cup of cottage cheese. This is a small curd, 2% milk fat. Now we're just going to go ahead and blend that cottage cheese. You can use a blender for this. I'm just using my hand mixer. You want to blend it until really nice and creamy. And then add in 2 large eggs. Of course, we're going to start with my favorite, garlic salt. You don't have to use this. Use what you have. Use what you want. And of course, a savory dish isn't complete without a little bit of black pepper. 21 seasoning salute from Trader Joe's. This is one of my favorites. I probably put it on everything. And then some onion powder. Measure these with your heart. Use whatever you have. And of course, you can't forget the garlic powder. Again, measure with your heart. Keep the vampires away. And go ahead and whisk that all together. Make sure the eggs are mixed in really well. And then you're going to go ahead and line your cookie sheet with some parchment paper and then add your batter. So I'm starting with the normal way to make this flatbread because I wanted to show you side by side of what the regular flatbread looks like with just the cottage cheese and egg compared to the way I started making it. And then we're going to go ahead and add in a heaping spoonful of almond flour. And then a regular spoonful of regular all-purpose flour. Use your whisk to whisk that in really good. And then go ahead and pour that into a small rectangle on the parchment paper. And then you're baking at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes until they look like this. Let them cool for about 15 minutes before you peel them off. All right, so now that this is cool, we're going to peel it away. And this I find is just so sensitive, it sticks no matter how much I try. No matter what recipe I use, this one will always stick. So you see some came off there. It's not bad. It will stay together kind of. And that's if you can get the recipe right. You see how this falls apart though pretty easily. This one though is with our flour. And this one you'll see peels away so nicely. Look at that texture. You can fold this up, doesn't break. Look at that. So that's just a little bit of flour. And adding the flour in that batch, you can make like 2 or 3 of these and have them to eat through the day. That 1 teaspoon of flour is not going to be a big deal. Literally, it's worth it. This is still going to be high protein, but look at that. That's so much better as bread than this. I mean, granted, just it's flimsy. You see, it tastes good. Don't get me wrong, this does taste good, but if you want to wrap a good low carb ish wrap, high protein, this is way better. All right, so this is the flour cottage cheese bread, and this is the regular. You can see how sensitive and thin it is. I did try to make both the same exact thickness, but this one just loses its texture. It does taste really good though. I will say that. Both are really good, but look at how you can move this and roll that up. Add your ingredients, your toppings, whatever you want to put on top, roll it into your sandwich and enjoy. So try it out. Let me know what you think. I think for me, 1 teaspoon of flour in a big batch that will last you 3 days is definitely worth a little extra carbs, upping your protein game, still healthy, but has a great texture and still not a regular piece of bread. So if you're watching your diet, you want to stay low carb, this is a great way to do it. Anyway, until next time, happy cooking. Bye.